Guys, how are you? It's Hope in a day in the life of a Bronx realtor. I'm just sitting here different so I could face you guys. On my desk, it's hard. I gotta like put it on the side. Guys, I do these videos, for buyers and sellers in case you're thinking of buying and selling, even in the future, okay? So as far as for realtors, I don't think that I know everything. I don't want you guys to think that. I'm always growing and learning from other realtors. If I don't know something, I will contact a professional and I will ask, okay? So I'm just giving information here so that things could be a little bit more clear to you. But today we're going to be doing title, and all you Instagrammers, you have to go to my bio to click on the YouTube because it's going to cut off, but I'm going to continue talking. And this is a very important video. So go check out the title. Okay, so we're talking about the things that come up on title. Okay, now most of your closing costs are your title. Okay, your title bill is a lot. Okay, along with I believe the mortgage tax, if I'm not mistaken, and a few like other things, but the title bill is the biggest. Okay, so what's a title, right? You need a title, right? It's just like when you buy a car, you don't want the title to say salvaged, right? You want a clean title, right? You check the Carfax, right? So it's the same thing, okay? Normally, when you get your commitment from the bank, your attorney will order a title search. And sometimes they'll do like a preliminary search when you sign the contract, just for like the big things that may take time to resolve. For instance, violations. Violations are serious and they can take time, and it could be such tedious, right? So we have HPD, right, from the buildings department, which are violations that violate housing codes, right? So let's say you have no heat, let's say there's no hot water, let's say, I don't know, the lock is broken, or there's no carbon monoxide, or you have an infestation of rodents, anything like that, right? And there's three classes. There's A, that's I believe non-hazardous, then there's B, that's hazardous, and then I think C is extreme hazardous. Okay, and you have ECB, which is also the buildings department, the environmental control, okay, which violates against the construction codes and the zoning codes. So let's just say that you started building something or extending something, you have a permit, anything that violates that, and the environment, garbage fines, so if you left something that you were supposed to fix in order to get like a new CO, or changing a boiler, from oil to gas, all those things, right? And then you have sidewalk violations, which is very common, guys. And a lot of people's like, oh, but I didn't know. And sometimes the whole block has like a sidewalk violation, and sometimes the city will come and fix the whole thing, right? So then it's okay. Believe it or not, I believe an inspector had told me actually recently that you're responsible from your house, the property, all the way to the curb. Okay, and some people don't realize that, right? So if you have a cracked sidewalk and you got fined, whatever, and sometimes people don't know. Sometimes they don't know that they find out. And it could be real tedious, all of these things, because if you didn't fix it, not only you have to fix these violations, you have to pay any fines, and then you got to call for the city to come and inspect. Sometimes owners will fix everything, right? Pay the fine, but they didn't call the city to come and inspect, okay? Sometimes they paid the fine, but they didn't fix the problem, okay? You have to do all three. And when it's not done, and you have your title report, guess what? The city takes like 2-3 months sometimes to come out just to inspect. So now you're closing and your deal is going to take a long time, right? So you have liens, right? Mechanic lien is usually like a contractor, plumber, or electrician that you hire to do a job, and usually they'll put a lien on the house when they start to make sure that you pay them, okay? And of course, if you pay them and you have proof, then it'll come off the title, right? You have bankruptcy. You know, they search buyers and sellers, I believe, if you have judgments and bankruptcies. Bankruptcy could be tricky because your spouse might have filed bankruptcy and they're supposed to sign off on the deed before, and the bankruptcy is supposed to be discharged. And if not, you actually got to go to court now and see if the house could be taken out. So like I said, I don't know everything. I don't know all the little details, but I'm just trying to point out like the major things that you need to be aware of, okay? You have tax liens. You know, some people don't pay the IRS. They don't pay New York State. Guess what? You have a tax lien. You owe $12,000. You have to pay it. Somebody sued you. You have a judgment. Guess what? You got to pay it. You know, guess what? You thought that you got away with not paying parking tickets. Guess what? The 3,000 parking tickets came up. You have another car. It's registered in your, I don't know, your brother's name, your father's name. But guess what? You have to pay those tickets. And sometimes these things belong to a previous owner. So there's all type of things that happen. You have to sign affidavits that it's not yours. All these things, estate. Sometimes things come up that you inherited the property and they want to see proof. Depending on the type of tenancy of the deed, what have you, you can do an affidavit of heirs. You can swear that you and your brother is the only heirs. Both your parents passed away. Sometimes you got to go to court and get an administrator of the estate. Guys, all these things come up and you're never going to know everything, right? But as a seller, you have to tell your realtor everything, even if you think it's nothing, right? Right? And the realtor, like me, I'm going to look up everything I can in the buildings department. I'm going to ask all the questions I need to ask, right? But sometimes you look in the buildings department, you don't see everything. Okay, and the title, they search all counties, and there's things that come up that you won't find, that you might not see, and the seller might not know, or they forgot or thought it was nothing. You know what I mean? And if you represent a buyer, the same thing. You have to try to look up things, prepare yourself, okay? Contact the realtor. I found this. Does the attorney know that? So guys, like I said, I don't know everything. There's other stuff that comes up, like easements, right? Is when a part of your property is shared by someone else. So let's just say you swore your driveway was private, but now we find out there's an easement, it's shared. The buyer's going to get upset. They're going to get upset because they don't want to share the driveway. Or an encroachment. Is it encroachment? I think it's called encroachment when something affects the property. You just found out that the neighbor's house goes 2 feet into your property line, or vice versa. Guess what? That causes a problem. So there's a lot of things that come up, and of course there's more than that. So I just wanted to give you guys a clear picture of the title if you were not aware. If you're thinking of buying and selling, it's very important to be aware of these. And if you have any questions, guys, DM me, inbox me. You can Google me. My phone number is there. Everything is there. So I hope that this has helped you. All right. Bye, guys.